Hi, in this video, I'm bringing you value so that you can bring value to your team and company. Hey, it's Will. Here we talk about tech, learning, and teaching. So let me tell you something I've observed in my tech career. People are quick to complain about a problem, a structural issue, an organizational issue, but they're rarely quick to actually solve that issue. And I want to tell you that the main way to bring value to your team and to be recognized as such is going to be to make a plan. And let me give you 5 tips to actually solve the issues that you've been observing. You want to observe before you act. Sometimes it's tempting to actually see a problem and then act on it directly. But no, you want to actually observe. Keep your mouth shut. Listen to other people. View the process. Try to map out the process as well. Try to view the inputs and outputs of the process. Try to see where the bottlenecks are, right? Write it down. Try to lay it out. In fact, most commonly, the processes which cause the most frustrations are the ones which are not documented enough. Now, you want to listen to your teammates as well. Hear about what their frustrations are, what their pain points are, what their problems are. And you also want to hear from them what works in the process. This is sometimes difficult because if you're included in the process, then it's sometimes tough to have this third-person view, right? But this sometimes help to do is you just take this third-person view and try to see yourself within this map. All right, then you make a plan. You make it small and you make it easy to start. What does it mean to be easy to start? It needs to be like a Tesla, not like a diesel truck. You've seen those Teslas that just take off when starting. What you want to do is make a plan that can be started right when your boss gives you the green light. So essentially what I'm saying is that this plan should not be like, well, we could do this plan if only we had this amount of money or this resource. Try to make a small plan, get the ball moving. At first, this plan should rely only on you, because before you get commitment and buy-in from other people to spend time and energy in your plan, it needs to show value first. You want this plan to make it show value fast. You want the proof of value, the POV, to arrive earlier than later. Then it's easier for your management, your boss, or your leadership to actually buy in and invest more time, resources, money into this plan. You also need to think about how you're going to communicate about that plan. And you don't want to over-communicate, but you don't want to also under-communicate. One extreme is to get people too hyped about it. Like, hey, you see this problem that you have? Well, I'm going to fix it and I'm going to make your life better. Because you're taking a risk, right? And you need to communicate just the right amount to the right stakeholders. But at the same time, don't under-communicate. Make sure to make it known. I've made a video about this, that you need to make it known. So you need to make your plan known, and you need to make the updates of your plan known. Especially as you're getting more and more proof of value of this plan, you want to make sure that you're communicating that the value is getting there. Oh, and also write it down. Write down your plan. It can be as easy as just being an email. It can be on paper for you. It can be in a Notion system. It can be on Trello, wherever. Write down your plan. If you don't write it down, if it's just in your head, it doesn't become a reality. A colleague of mine who used to work in the military mentioned a saying that states, paperwork or it didn't happen. And so this is the exact thing here. If you don't document it, it doesn't happen, and it won't happen, and it will never have happened in the history of the company. So you want to document, even just for you. So don't overcomplicate this documentation. Just write it down in a document, in a Google Doc, in an email. Just keep it very simple, but have those elements that I listed out. Who the plan involves, what's the timeline, how do we know the plan is done, how are you going to communicate about it, and to whom, and at which frequency. All those small things which can seem very small to you are actually really important. Now, this one is very simple. Try to make it a rule of not complaining before you make a plan. It's easy to complain about a problem to your colleagues, to yourself, to your family, of like, yeah, I have this and that, and it's not good. And I would say try to establish this rule of not complaining before you actually make this plan. Why? A couple of things. First of all, you're removing some negative mindset, and the negative energy usually draws you away from whatever problem is there. And of course, the second reason is that you want to push yourself to make that plan. So if you want to complain, you can only complain, but after you make the plan. Right, well, at this point is usually where people fail. They make the plan, but don't push it forward. So as soon as you have the green light of your boss, go for it. Do not wait. Go for it directly. And then if it's something that you do beyond your normal working hours, try to dedicate at least 25 minutes of your time every day to push that plan forward every day. That might sometimes mean just nudging a bunch of people who haven't responded. That might just mean rewriting the plan for you, clarifying things for you. But make sure you track it, make sure you keep it alive. Think of your plan just like a pet, a dog or a cat. You need to feed the cat or the dog every day. If you don't take those 5 minutes to feed the cat or the dog, it's fine for 1 or 2 days, but after that, you're going to have some issues. So you need to push the plan forward every day. And also it helps your unconscious actually work on it when you're working on other things and you're sleeping. Because if you maintain your brain with a small degree of activation about that specific plan, you'll find yourself thinking about this issue without kind of thinking about it. So there's less activation energy which is needed for that. The last thing that I want to talk about is that your biggest enemy will be yourself. So if this plan is something that you're doing outside of your normal working hours, you have some work to do, you've got pressure already on your full-time job, you've got other personal obligations, family life, social life, etc. And this small thing can seem really insignificant compared to the rest of your obligations. But I would actually agree that just those small projects showing that you're actually going slightly beyond your normal obligations and your normal duty and your normal mission are actually the things which have the highest value shown to effort ratio. What this means is that for the small amount of time that you're putting in this plan and pushing this project forward, you actually get a lot of recognition. Now, we're not doing this just for recognition, of course, but I'm just saying that compared to the 8 hours that you'll be spending on your normal day job, those 25 minutes per day will actually add up and have a high leverage effect on your, call it, reputation in your company. But just know yourself and that you might fail at some point to actually push this plan forward every day. So be okay with this, but try to put yourself back on track as soon as possible. Do not let that plan just die, just like the dog analogies that I gave. I hope this video has brought you value. If you want to know a bit more about what are the best learning methods for learning anything, you can click here if you want to. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.